Notre Dame, the team
Yes.
that beat them in week 1 and then lost to NIU and has been playing some really good football in recent weeks. They're playing Navy. This is the first of the 2 service academies on their schedule. They're favored by 12.5 points. The game is at a neutral site at MetLife Stadium. And this is where it gets really interesting for the Irish. We have said this all along, even right after they lost to NIU. If they win out, they're in. A 1-loss Notre Dame team, no matter who the loss is, especially early in the season, is going to make the college football playoff. We didn't know that Navy and Army would be unbeaten as we sit here in late October, that these teams are actually quite good. Navy can even throw the ball a little bit. They had a really nice win over Memphis earlier this season. I want to know if you see a path for Navy to win this game. Well, maybe even just at least cover. I mean, this is a good football team, but I think Notre Dame, with the way they've been able to open up the pass game, should win. But what needs to happen for Navy to have a chance?
Well, first off, I do think Navy covers in this game. I know Notre Dame has played much better. Listen, I think if they're not scheming dudes wide open, the pass game is really, it's not that big. They've done a good job of incorporating some RPOs, which they needed to do, influence the game with the run game, get the ball into a clear picture for Riley Leonard. He can throw it quickly. That's been really good for them. Their drop back game has really just been a 3-step drop and then find a guy who's open in the underneath, maybe intermediate. Getting the ball downfield has been a challenge. And I think if I'm a defensive coordinator, I understand I can probably get sticky in coverage because I don't think they have a bunch of personnel that scares me on the edges, and they want to throw it quick, and I'm going to make the windows tight. And I think that Navy's a team that can do that. Flip side, Notre Dame's got a really good defense that's also extremely banged up, and they're used to playing Navy. And so they kind of have a plan in how they want to approach this game week every year. I played Navy when I was in college. It is a very difficult offense to have to go against. We practiced without a football that week because the goal is if you're supposed to tackle a dive, you tackle the dive. If you're supposed to be on the quarterback, be on the quarterback. And if you have the pitch man, you've got the pitch man. Just do your job. But now you start to incorporate young players in there, guys who are playing more reps because their rotation's gotten slimmer. It's hard to stay engaged mentally in that way. And then just from watching the Navy tape, this is also a team that'll line up in their typical wing formations, and then they'll shift and they'll get into a regular spread formation. And so now you've got to flip your paradigm of, okay, this was our defense that we were playing against them, which is not defense we typically play, into we're facing a more traditional offense, and they've shown that they will throw the football or run the football out of these formations. And how do we want to defend that? It is tricky. It's really tricky. Yeah. The idea that they throw the football 12 times a game on average now completely changes your mentality, because before you could at least lock in for 60 on this is different, but we're going to do our job. And now you've got to do the ping pong back and forth thing. It sets up in a weird way that I think that Navy can cover the 12.5 in this one.
I think I'm going to take Notre Dame because I do think that they've figured a lot out with Riley Leonard as a passer. Again, it's been up and down with him, but we were waiting to see this. It was a transfer quarterback who was injured and missed spring. It was going to take some time for him to figure out what that looks like, build some chemistry with some of the receivers. So I'm going to take the Irish here. Although I do think Navy is a harder out than Army. So I'm going to take them to cover, though.
Okay, as we get into this stat real quick.
You're going to try to convince me? Okay.
So how about this for Marcus Freeman? The number is 6. He's never won 6 straight games as the head coach at Notre Dame, and they're on a 5-game win streak right now.
That's fine. I have faith.
All right. Okay. Just wanted to throw that in there.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right.